Alright, we are back for the carburetor rebuild episodes, part 2. This thing, of course, as y'all saw in the last one, the bottom part is not really wanting to just tap off, which I'd like it to just drop away, but understandably, it's not doing that. So I got it in a little bit of a firm grip, not too tight. And I'm actually just going to, well, whoops, that's right, I bumped the camera. I'm gonna get a longer driver. Oh, now just which one I won't. I don't see it. There it is. This is my favorite flathead screwdriver I got. This thing is awesome. This thing's awesome. Anyway, those of you who work with tools, y'all know you just have a couple of tools that just really are nice. So I'm gonna nudge up to the bottom of this housing and just kind of tap. I see it lifting off, so I gotta crack the other side away. It's important for you to realize that obviously it can't really go anywhere. Let me just try it again. All right, that's getting ready to go. All right, I think we can transition back to the table. Well, I probably could have just done that all in one episode because that wasn't that big of a deal, but I was almost anticipating that it would be, you know? Sorry guys, I'm like basically building my little camera kit as I go. Even though I probably can't use these. I'm using like filthy sponges to get underneath this thing. Here we go. Boom. This is what I need to do. Here we go. It's all about them camera angles. And that's obviously not helping because it's making it into a fulcrum. More of a ramp. Like it seems to be sitting way back. Alright, y'all, I'm so sorry. I like for y'all to see this too, because it is kind of interesting. I don't know. Not that anybody would want to sit there and just watch it, but it just goes to show that a lot of this you see on YouTube takes a lot of work for all this stuff. There's the recording and producing of it all. Alright, y'all, let's do this. Are y'all ready for this thing to come apart? I'm going to put my gloves back on. This is how confident I am that this thing will be back in business. Alright, I'm just adjusting some lighting here. This is really cool. I have fun doing this. If anybody ever watches this statement right here, I appreciate you for watching this very much. Just because this is a passion of mine, working on stuff. I used to do it as a full-time job and it made it less of a passion, but I still enjoy working on stuff. I used to build models and stuff like that as a kid, and I was able to ask my dad on how to rebuild engine, or not. I'm not going to get into that right now because I want to focus on this. I didn't ask him. My first question was not how to rebuild engines. I remember asking him distinctly, though, how a 4-cycle engine worked. So here we go, guys. This is wanting to give away. I'm wondering if I need to take this out. I figured that was a drain only. But let's take that out. Double check it's a 10. I'm going to use this to kind of, whoop, I need a battery. Use this to just kind of break it loose here. Whoops, and I just tightened it accidentally. Oh my goodness, that was retarded. Here we go. Wow. That was ridiculous what I just did. That was a big time mistake, but I'm lucky it didn't just suddenly strip it out and just ruin it. Luckily, it's heavy duty enough. If this was a lawnmower type of thing, that probably would have not gone well. So this looks like a jet going into the bottom there. Let me make sure there's nothing else because it feels loose, but it's just not letting go. There it is. Okay. I want everything to be sitting. See, now I've never taken anything like this apart. So first of all, I see it getting hung up on the gasket. I've not taken in this type of thing apart before, meaning this particular carburetor. It's a 2-stroke carburetor, needle and seat style. But the thing is, when you do this type of stuff, you want to just be patient and really record a lot of this stuff in your mind. How things are set, how the gaskets are laid out. Is this right now what I'm facing? Okay, there you go. I can clear that one. I'm trying to reuse this gasket basically just to find out if I can clean the carburetor and if it's running better. So it's stuck under there. Whoop. All good over there, just a falling cardboard. It's stuck in the gasket, so if I were just to rip it apart, I'd probably break the gasket. Now this is not going to be a big deal, but it looks like I'm going to have to do something because there we go. Okay, guys. All right. Oh yeah. Oh. Oh wow. Oop. Yep. All right. So first of all, guys, I will show you the float bowl. And, okay, yeah, there it is. Those will float, that will float. Let me just check operation real quick. That will float, this will float, so that's the needle and seat. Let me see if that even falls. It does fall. So that's why it actually ran. But there's so much garbage in there, and there's a bad O-ring, it looks like here, where the needle and seat rock and roll. There's this sandy air filter media everywhere, so wow. It looks like everybody, we just figured out why this thing keeps stalling, which is really cool. We're still gonna get a new spark plug. So let me take my other glove off so I can touch the camera here. So this is our float bowl, right? These things here rise up and down with the fuel level that's flowing in from the fuel tank, and the little golden rods there eventually rise up enough to close the flow, I believe. I may have that wrong. And then the needle and seat, which I'll show you in a second, really controls the amount of air-fuel ratio that's actually reaching the intake. So, as you can see, look at all that sand and sediment. Every time that flows in some of this type of stuff, these jets and all that, we're going to get everything cleaned up. And we're going to do another test drive with this green bike. The Suzuki 1973. So here is the other issue we have. This is obviously the carburetor. This is the bottom. So those floats, when fuel flows up, it'll do this and basically close this venturi. And forgive me, this carburetor, not specifically, but right here is where a lot is going on too. The needle and seat. So the needle is controlled by the throttle, the twist throttle. Twist it up, the needle rises and allows more fuel to flow in. So this controls fuel into the carburetor and into the idle circuit. This is your cruise and acceleration, and you can see this O-ring here is just let me get it, just wasted. See that? So here we are with a pretty positive diagnosis. The client at this point, now I just got to call him and kind of with my findings and let him know I got to find some parts. I'll go ahead and handle all that for him, and it'll be fun. So this thing, so this O-ring. What I'll do, guys, this will be the next episode. We'll get this carburetor cleaned up. I guarantee I possibly have an O-ring to fit that. I'm going to replace it with one of mine. I'm going to put everything back together. Basically, put it back on the motorcycle. That'll be the next episode. This, obviously, I want to get a rebuild kit eventually, but I want to make sure that it runs after the fix. And then, because my client wants to drive it on the street, I'm probably going to go ahead and definitely recommend an actual rebuild plus spark plug and oil change and all that. Obviously, the new air filter. And if y'all didn't see that on the last episode, this thing is the most horrible thing in the world. And watch this here. This is like pound cake. All of that is in the carburetor. That will do it to you every time, folks, and cause a major runnability issue when your air filter is dumping dirt because it itself is fluidless. It is just, it'd be better off with nothing there. Anyway, we're going to see if we can get this thing running. And then we're going to make some suggestions to the client to make sure it's roadworthy, and also to make sure, I'm not going to put my stamp of approval on anything that's going on the road. I'm probably going to write him up a quote just to be real with him, because the tire, I have to make a real estimate. The tires probably should be looked at, or I don't know. It just depends, guys. What would you do? To what lengths would you go to if someone brought you this and said, "Hey, man, make it safe for my wife to ride"? Because I'm pretty sure that she's gonna be riding this one. So that means the front tire and the rear tire. If it was my wife, I'd probably want to replace those, even though honestly, they probably wouldn't have an issue. They probably wouldn't. But it'd be something I'd mention to them. You gotta be real. You gotta be, when you're a mechanic that is diagnosing, repairing, and sending things down the road, you really gotta take all that into account. Especially with automobiles, obviously. You want to, even if a customer or a client comes into to whatever you do, if they say, hey man, will you help me with my oil, will you help me with this, charging, blah, 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 always look at their tires. Always check the tire pressure. This is something I learned at Gary Myers Automotive. Place I learned a ton at. Down there in Dallas, Texas, on the corner of Coit and Spring Valley. I almost couldn't remember. Man, that's crazy. I lived there from 2010 to 2016. Love that place, man. But it was time to come back home here to Alaska. But, you know, check the tires, man. People driving their low, tire blows, and they can get in a bad wreck. So, anyway, over and out. We're going to get things cleaned up. We're going to get that carburetor cleaned up. Get a kit on the way. Get some recommendations to the client. And then... That's a terrible horn, but... And then we are on to diagnosing the no start, no spark, basically, issue on the Suzuki 1A5. And that's going to be good to go. And I ain't making fun of nobody because your bro like to laugh a little bit. Anyways, y'all, let me set this back up, come back on camera. I'll show, let me see where it's going to... There we go. Alright guys, I'm pretty sure I got enough clearance here. Is it there? Something like that. Thanks for watching. That was awesome to find the carburetor, the sand. It looks like sand. It feels like sand. We're going to clean that out. We're going to put fresh gas in it. We're going to put some good stuff to kind of clean the engine as it runs. Replace the spark. I mean, obviously, like I said, we're just going to get it running and make sure it cruises down the road for a couple miles. Then we can, like I said, spark plug. We just want to make sure it's running. But I'm excited about it, guys. I'm so excited. I want to get this thing running. There's different settings you can do for your needle and seat with the two-stroke engine. It's very sensitive to the fuel-air mixture as it's going in. So, you know, this type of engine I don't know a ton about. Like I said, I'm more of a four-cycle guy. But anyways, it's getting late. I've been working all night on this stuff. Hope y'all having a great day. Today is actually... Well, technically, it's after midnight, so it is the 24th of May. May 28th is Memorial Day. I don't know if y'all have studied a lot of the wars that America has been a part of, or even your ancestry, the wars that they've been a part of. But Memorial Day is a day to recognize and really understand what they did, because... And to truly understand, you want to understand the 10% of the military called the front lines, the infantry. Yes, of course, the Air Force, everybody's put their lives at risk. But a big thank you to all the infantry, you know, from A to Z. So God bless. Hope y'all are doing well. Share your video of whatever project you're working on, whether it's a model, your son's derby car, or you mowing your grass. God bless. Last one to your garage. Over and out.